September is historically the worst month for Bitcoin. Prices fall like leaves in fall. But then October shows up like a laughing pumpkin on a theme park ride. Today we're putting Red September and October on the same timeline with receipts. And I'll show you why history says that now might be the best time to go trick-or-treating for some Bitcoin. And no one is talking about it. Well, okay, some people are talking about it.
It's a quick check on crypto prices as we begin the so-called month of October with strong gains.
Pretty much it's all that anyone talks about. I'm Oshins, this is Beyond Bitcoin. Grab your pumpkin spice latte and let's dive into October.
From 2011 to 2024, data shows that while May can still be decent, things start to cool off more noticeably in the summer. August, and particularly September, are Bitcoin's weakest months on average, posting slightly negative returns. With traders on holiday and market activity dipping, prices can move sideways or even down for a bit. This mirrors the September effect in US stocks, where September has been on average the worst performing month for equities. Many believe it's due to investors returning from summer vacation to realize gains or harvest losses before the year ends. Cue the Green Day reference. Wake me up when September ends.
Just like the pleasant voice announcer and robotic people explain, September is historically the worst month for Bitcoin. What is this mustache, by the way? So I kept seeing all this stuff about October on Twitter, or X, and decided to make a video about it. It made me think of a question. So in October, Bitcoin is supposed to rip, right? So the question I had was, what time in October would it be better to buy? That sent me down a rabbit hole with some data that I did not expect. Did you know that from 2010 to 2024, September finished higher than it started in 7 out of 15 years? That's 46.7%. And the median September return is negative 3.5%. The worst of it was in 2011. That was negative 38%. Meanwhile, this reoccurring slump gives rise to the expected rise that October is all about. In fact, from 2010 to 2024, October finished higher 11 out of 15 years. That's 73%. The median October return is positive 15.4%, and the big one in 2010 was 216%. In 2017, it was 46.9%, and in 2021, it was 27.4%, all positive. So that told me something. Maybe I should buy a bunch of Bitcoin in September and reap the gains in October. You never sell, bro. What kind of Bitcoin maxi are you? But this led me to an even bigger question. Why? Why is the Bitcoin price consistent with this rule set 76% of the time since its inception? ChatGPT, why pattern? ChatGPT gave me several possible reasons. 1. Seasonality. September is soft for risk assets. Funds return from summer and rebalance, trimming high beta exposure. Bitcoin rides that wave. And this seems pretty intuitive, but I didn't consider the greater macro framework before. What's funny about this is that it's a trend that continues for several years prior to Bitcoin, and it sort of naturally evolved into this state. Guess that's why they say,
sell in May and go away.
Sell in May and stay away.
How about I just go eat some hay? I can make things out of clay and lay by the bay. I just may.
I wonder if there's a correlation between the Bitcoin price and the annual grade school schedules on any given month. Like spring break would be a time for selling, and Thanksgiving break would be a time for buying. Maybe I should make a video about that. It's not a video. Leave it alone. Second on the list of the ChatGPT reasons, positioning and expiry. End of September futures and options expire. Positions close, rolls happen, risk gets tidied. October opens up with cleaner slates and fresh buy programs. Many of Bitcoin's listed derivatives, especially on the CME, have monthly expirations on the last Friday of the month. September is also a quarterly month. March, June, September, December, they're all quarterly months. So traders will typically offset, hold to expiry, and roll over till the next quarter. In short, financially speaking, late September is a busy reset point. Monthly plus quarterly contracts expire on the last Friday. Positions get closed, rolled over, and hedges unwind. Make sense? Me neither. Number 3 from ChatGPT, tax and accounting. Loss harvesting and book cleaning ahead of Q4 can push Bitcoin lower in late September. I'm guessing a lot of you out there know what this means, so I'm just going to nod my head like I also do. Number 4 on ChatGPT's list, macro calendar. The new U.S. fiscal year starts October 1st. Budget headlines, central bank meetings, elevated uncertainty, de-risk into September, relief bids in early October. Wait a second. So for The U.S. federal government, the fiscal year starts in October? Maybe that's why we're always in discussions about the government shutting down in October. But why does that happen, ChatGPT? Congress moved the federal fiscal year start to October 1st in the 1970s to give itself more time to run the new formal budget process before the year begins. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Number 5, catalyst clustering. Wonderful alliteration. Big upside headlines have repeatedly landed in October. For example, PayPal's crypto rollout in October 2020, the first U.S. Bitcoin ETF launch in October 2021. This is just a demonstration about how top-down policies make ripples throughout time. You don't release the summer blockbuster in early February. You release it in July or August or June. The summer months. This is like a positive feedback loop. Institutions capitalize on the idea that October is an up month. Number 6 from ChatGPT. The memes equal the flow of money. Red September to October is now a thing. Traders pre-sell into late August, September, then re-risk in October. Congratulations, U.S. financial apparatus. You've built a season.
Careful, that's Q4 optimism. We'll call that under market efficiency.
If you remember one thing, remember this contrast. September ends lower more often than not, and October ends higher most of the time, and usually by a lot. Now, Strategies Michael Saylor has a few thoughts on this subject, but right before that, I want to make a quick shout out to one of our partners here at Simply Bitcoin, Sat123.com. Self-custody isn't just in your wallet, it's staying connected when the grid isn't. Sat123.com outfits you with satellite phones, privacy bundles, and Faraday bags, even with Starlink options. So you've got signal when everything else goes dark. And if you go to sat123.com right now and you put the promo code SIMPLY, you'll get 15% off your purchase. That's sat123.com. Even off-grid, you'll be on your terms.
The why Bitcoin has been consolidating, building its, support in the teens right now is because you've got $2.3 trillion of Bitcoin that is unbanked. And so you've got a lot of people that own a lot of Bitcoin, but they can't get a loan against it. And because they can't get a loan against it, the only, at the point that you all of a sudden find yourself Bitcoin rich, but fiat poor, you don't have a lot of dollars, but you have a lot of Bitcoin and you can't borrow against it, then you think, I have to go sell it. So I think Bitcoin's right now, it's like this Mag 7 startup where all of a sudden all the employees got insanely rich on penny stock options, but they can't borrow against them, so they have to sell them. And so they're selling, and then people are saying, well, why are those employees selling this stock? Is that a vote of not confidence, in the company? And the answer is no. It's just they have kids to go to college. They want to buy a house, right? They want to live comfortably. They want to do something for their parents. And so right now, I think that the selling is crypto OGs that have had a lot of money for a long time. They're selling 5%, diversifying. They're doing something like that. And the market is absorbing all of that energy, building its support. The volatility is coming out of the asset. That's a really good sign. But because what you want for the asset to mature is for lots of long-term capital holders, the big corporations, the big institutions to buy. You want the early OGs that bought Bitcoin for $1 or $5 or $10 to sell some, or as much as they need to, so they feel comfortable. You want the volatility to decrease so the mega institutions feel comfortable entering the space and size. And the conundrum is, well, if the mega institutions are going to enter, if the volatility decreases, it's going to be boring for a while. And because it's boring for a while, people's adrenaline rush is going to drop. And it's like they had this big high and now the adrenaline is wearing off and they're a little bit bearish. But this is just a growing stage or, natural for the life cycle of an asset that's monetizing like this.
Now, although there is a pretty consistent trend that shows October is the time for Bitcoin's price to rip, there are some outliers that egg the house of that theory. In 2011, September cratered, negative 38%, and October didn't fix it, still red. The moral of the story, seasonality is a tendency, but it's not a guarantee. So maybe we allocate just a little bit heavier in October for you DCAers. Manage your risk, of course. I mean, these charts aren't crystal balls. They're just pixels on a screen. And obviously, we need to be on the lookout for breaking upcoming or real news in October. Bro, we're not allowed to give financial advice. I mean, it's your money. I'm not a financial advisor and stuff. Do what you want with your own money. And disclaimer. Anyway, the point is not perfecting your trading strategy. It's preparing for it. But how else can I prepare for this Bitcoin rip in October that's already happening? Well, do you want to go beyond stacking and actually create new sats? Sazmining makes hosted Bitcoin mining straightforward. You own the rig, and they host and operate it in facilities powered by carbon-free energy. Your mined Bitcoin goes directly to your wallet. If you understand the power costs and risks, you can start with a single machine and scale as you learn. And if you go to Sazmining.com and put the promo code SIMPLYBITCOIN, you'll get $100 off your first rig. Book a call with one of their expert team members and start mining today at Sazmining.com. In closing, September tends to test conviction, whereas October tends to reward preparation. If history rhymes, the best time to buy isn't mid-October, it's before, like now, like yesterday. But beyond all that, and all the knots and core battle aside, it's always a good time to crack open your laptop and study Bitcoin. And remember, historical patterns do not equal guarantees, and this is not financial advice. I don't even know how to give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a man making videos in my bedroom. I barely know what money is. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you like what you see, you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button below or you subscribe to the Simply Bitcoin channel for more content like this. We're coming out with it every single day of the week. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell. I'm Oshins. This is Beyond Bitcoin. Until next time.